Okay, here we are, Jeff Giving a Hand live, and today we got a couple old farts here, and we're going to hear this man's story, Mr. Bob Quick, Bob Quick's journey. If you don't know this man, you need to hear his story, and you know, both of us are late 50s, early 60s, living life.
To the fullest.
To the fullest, yes. And we have been through a lot, been knocked down, been kicked, but we get back up. So I am going to let Bob tell his story. We'll ask a few questions and live life fully.
Yeah. Fully.
Yeah.
Hey, hi everyone. I'm Bob Quick from Bob Quick's Journey. You know, they even give me my own shirts now. I actually met Jeff in 2016 at the Fitness Expo in Ogden, Utah, right before I was getting ready to go on a ride across America.
Yes, right after my accident.
Right after your accident. Yeah, it was right after it. In that time, we've become pretty good friends. We talk a lot on Facebook. Jeff's my hero, and he tells me I'm his hero. Okay, but let me tell you my story. In 2004, I actually had a widowmaker heart attack and died. Since that time, the past 16 years, I have endured 33 heart procedures. I've had 20 stents put inside of my heart and an ICD put in my chest. I am just over 90 days out of a quadruple bypass. Thanks to a firefighter named Jeremy Barker, my boss. I went in on August 17th to my employment, told him I loved him. Reaches up and tells me he loves me back, and 5 minutes later we've got rescue coming because Bob don't look good. But I love to inspire people, and by what I mean by that is, if I can do stuff, there's no reason that you can't do it. Jeff does stuff that inspires me all the time. His bike rides, his cross fitness, everything. In 2013, I set medical history. I was the very first person with 16 stents at that time to ride a bicycle coast to coast. I went from San Diego, California to St. Augustine, Florida. Met a lot of wonderful people. We're still friends. And then in 2016, I rode from Cannon Beach, Oregon to House 10. Those of you that don't know what House 10 is, House 10 is the fire department in New York City, directly kitty corner from the World Trade Center. No one came home that day from that department. I've had the honor and the privilege of turning that bicycle over that was signed by firefighters across the nation. In 2017, I set medical history again by having 2 stents placed by my cardiologist, John Lassiter in Blackfoot, Idaho. And me and him and another team rode 165 miles back to Station 31 in Roy. I donated that bike to John to put at his brand new facility. And then in 2018, I set out across America again, and I made it as far as Ocala, Nebraska, and heart started hurting, and we had to call the ride on that one. But I'm on Facebook, Bob Quick's Journey. Somebody actually pirated into my my blog, bobquicksjourney.com, so we're redoing that right now. But I'm honored to be here with Jeff today. Absolutely honored. Jeff Giving a Hand Foundation, I mean, that's a wonderful thing you're doing. And I love it. Between us both, we probably all, I love his hand, okay? It's like the bionic man here. Between us both, we've got to be the world's first $1 million people, ain't we? We're just 2 old farts having fun.
Yes. So, one question I have for you, Bob, is how many people look at you and don't think there's a single thing wrong with you. You're healthy as a horse.
Probably everybody I encounter until I tell them my story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And, well, my next question is, why do you keep doing it?
I want to, if I can inspire one person, Jeff, to get up off that couch
Mm-hmm.
and just be active, put one step in front of the other. As I tell people, walk to your mailbox. Do that for a couple weeks. Then walk up the street to your neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Do that for a couple weeks. Pretty soon you'll be walking around the block. And do that for 30 or 40 days and you'll see a difference in your whole body. If we can just get one person up and get that person moving, that person tells our story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And that inspires them. And they're going to inspire somebody else.
You know, there are, well, heart disease, largest
Number one,
killer.
yeah. America, yeah.
Yeah. And it's reversible, is it?
100%. 100%. Now, I shouldn't say 100%, Jeff, because there are certain people like me that no matter how good I eat, healthy-wise, I still make
There's so
bad
much
cholesterol.
damage.
Yeah, but I still make bad cholesterol. I'm one of them few people that still makes the cholesterol, even though I'll eat spinach, quinoa, chicken, oatmeal for breakfast. I don't go nowhere without my jug. You've seen that on
Yeah.
videos forever.
So early on, after my accident, and you know, I get a different reaction from everyone I meet. Some, it's a big thing. You know, I'm missing 3 fingers, severely damaged wrist, but some people it's a big thing. Some people look at it as
Show people that.
a little
I mean,
boo-boo. But
I was blessed enough to see it today.
you know, the one thing was when I was laying in the hospital bed, not knowing what my future held, at that point in time, you know, I had to get up and get back. We have 2 choices in life, right?
That's it.
We can sit there and shrivel up
And
do
die.
nothing, or we can get up and keep knocking on the door for as long as we do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't tell you this story, but my parents were great examples for me growing up, both good and bad. My dad had bad knees all my life, and after he retired, he had knee replacement. And when he had both of them replaced over about 8 months, and he got him a gym membership, went down to the Gold's Gym, get on the treadmill. He was retired. They got the TV screen right there. And he would sit there and walk for 2 to 3 hours a day watching his TV programs. He walked me into the ground back then. Then my mother, on the flip side, she starts to fall, gets these compression fractures, goes into the hospital, goes to rehab, comes home, and she comes home and she tells us, I'm just going to sit here until it quits hurting. Well, when's it going to quit hurting, Bob?
It never quits hurting. People ask me all the time, well, it hurts. And I know you've heard the same thing. It hurts. I can't do it. It hurts. Pain is good. Let me tell you, pain, sweat is good. Because if you wouldn't fight, I'll guarantee you one thing, we would have never met in 2016. If I wouldn't fight, I wouldn't be here today.
But also, so I live with pain 24/7,
Me too.
365 days a year. One thing that I've learned that I try and do very little meds. I don't like meds.
Yeah, me neither.
But
100% there.
I found for myself, and I believe this to be gospel over any doctor out there, that if I elevate my heart rate a little bit, you know, for us older people, elevating our heart rate is only 120 range, 110 to 120.
130, 140.
Yes, we redline. You and I
We
might
do. We redline.
But the normal person doesn't have to get there.
No, they don't. They don't. All they gotta do is move.
But if I do that for like 30, 45 minutes, which is just a brisk walk,
Mm-hmm.
my hand hurts the least.
Mm-hmm.
The blood flow, the endorphins, the adrenaline, all those natural drugs within your body, the body's designed to heal itself.
Oh, it does. It really does, Jeff. It really does. People ask me all the time, you know, you just had open heart surgery. Why would you go walk? Did it hurt? Yeah, it hurt a little. But let me tell you, me moving the arms and walking, I'll bring it up, you know, and I'm healing. Okay, and let me tell you, I did most of mine, we talked earlier, with extra strength Tylenol. Okay, I don't agree with the drugs either, because all they're doing is making you dependent on the drug. Okay, you get them endorphins flowing, just like Jeff said. Let me tell you one thing: walking is the number one thing you can do.
Oh yeah.
It really is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've seen people lose so much weight just over simple walking.
And if you need to take it up a notch, there's ankle weights.
Oh, I
There's
do them all
weight
the
vests.
time.
I got a sled over there that
You use a sled too, huh?
my neighbors are gonna start calling the cops on me.
I've
This
got
guy's
people
on
that-
drugs. He's dragging the sled.
I've got people that wonder about me too. I've even had people ask me, "Do I have a death wish?" No, I have a wish to stay alive.
Exactly. I think that our accidents or your condition turned the light bulb on.
Mm-hmm.
And early on, with me, I came out missing half a hand. And, for 53 years, I'm doing stuff. And for a couple of years, I had to push the limits. I had to try everything and stuff to see what I was still capable of doing. I've done a lot. I set a world record 2 years ago on a rowing machine for a half marathon row. And, I'm through. I don't have to prove that stuff now, but I am not giving up and sitting on the couch. I will move
I
every
agree
day. And
100%.
Moving can be yoga. It could be Tai Chi.
Anything.
Yes. The walking and, I have a lot of friends in all different degrees of the adaptive community, whether they're paralyzed, a congenital birth defect, amputees, both upper, lower, doubles, singles. I know people that are triple amputees. I know of quads and stuff, and congenital amputee quads from birth and everything that are out living life to the fullest.
And you know why they live so good? I wanted to touch on that while you said that is, number one, they believe in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, they don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but the most important thing I like to tell people, a body in motion stays in motion. We're both living proof of that. We both have friends. We both follow each other on Facebook and stuff. I read so much positive stuff about you. Okay, one thing I've learned is no matter what your condition, do not let that condition define you as a human being. Now, with the heart problem I have, with the amputee problem that Jeff has in his hand, we still have bad days every once in a while. And I want people to know that. But don't sit and feel sorry for yourself. You're going to have a bad day. When you have a bad day, even me, I look at Jeff and I go, "Wow, heck yeah!" And I'm rebooted.
And it's the same here.
I'm rebooted.
I'm strong as a horse, internally wise, recently this year I went through a lot of medical tests and stuff for something I was doing, of which I've taken things for granted for all my life. But through these tests and stuff, I'm healthy as a horse internally and stuff. Yeah, I have issues, pull-ups are my nemesis right now.
But it don't let you stop you.
No, there's
You
other
don't let it
things.
stop you.
I find a way around it. I put a band on and stuff to help me. And, back early on from my accident when I was out proving stuff, it was funny. Before my accident, I'd swing a 53-pound kettlebell with two hands. Today, I'll swing a 53-pound kettlebell.
One hand. Exactly.
But, life goes on. And I don't care who you are. I sit here and cry, I'm missing 3 fingers, but then I see you and your heart condition and stuff, and that you inspire me. But again, recently we had this young lady here locally that got hit by a drunk driver, and her senior year in high school, and she's a double amputee from her legs and paralyzed. And she is so inspiring in the stuff that she's doing and stuff.
She was a cheerleader, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she's still
Giving back.
Yeah. She spent 2-3 months in the hospital and stuff, and just recently got home, but she's living life to the fullest. And I don't care who the individual is, there's someone out there that is worse off than they are that's living life. We all hurt. You hurt more sitting there.
That's it.
And another thing is psychologists, counselors, stuff like that. I learned early on within my accident and stuff that I don't care how strong you are. If you're sitting there on the couch watching TV, whatever it be, the pain is going to creep into your head.
I agree
And
with
one of the coping mechanisms, again, that I use is the distraction. The gym is a distraction. A bike ride is a distraction. Now that it's winter time, I go skiing. I'm on the ski patrol.
I'm on the fat tire bike.
Exactly.
You'll see me up there.
Yeah,
Okay, because they got them nice groomed trails up there.
Yeah.
I can take that old fat tire bike and I can go up to Powder Mountain. Okay, and I can go clean back in by Hidden Lake and stuff. I mean, yeah, like we both said, a body in motion stays in motion. The more you sit on the couch, the more you're going to get depressed. Let me say one thing right now. If you're home, you're depressed, you're thinking you can't do it, reach out to either one of us. Okay? Believe me, our hand's always out because that's what we do it for. We want to help someone else up. Okay? So that person can help the next person up. And we want to keep this going.
We're about building the community, and that's what this is. We're doing live. We're not sitting editing all this stuff. Life's too short for us old farts to be playing around editing all day long and stuff.
We'll leave that to the young guys.
We're out living life. Now, within me, I'm not looking for sponsors. It's not about me. My foundation, Jeff Giving a Hand, is there to give a hand to other individuals. But I accept donations. I'm a 501c3 organization, nonprofit. Donate to me so I can help others. I'll take bikes. I'll take equipment, whatever, because this next year, my goal is create adaptive groups, getting out, living life, having amputees on bikes. I got friends that are paralyzed. They can hand cycle. Just because you're in a wheelchair, don't tell me you can't do things.
That's
You
right.
know, I listened to a podcast the other day, a couple of Paralympian, which were, and they were paralyzed, but the one guy, you know, he said his goal was skipping steps in his wheelchair.
Skip and chip.
Going up.
Oh my
and down,
goodness!
down, not just going.
No, that's a badass. I mean, that's a badass.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't imagine the strength it would have to take to do that. You know?
But that's it. And you never know what you can do. You know, we were talking earlier about a bike ride. I rode my bike 250 miles over 2 days recently. And that one thing I learned, and back to just walking is good for you. Before, I'd never ridden my bike more than 80 miles at one time. And I expected in my head that I was going to hit this wall at about 120 miles. And it was going to get ugly as hell. And I was just going to be crying, having to dig so deep. And in my training, started wearing a heart rate monitor. And I turned the app, open it up, and my whole thing was to stay focused and keep my heart rate between 120 and 130. The first day I went 160 miles and I had more in me. I shut it down that day because of safety issues and stuff. And that is the secret. You know, we can be so competitive and beat ourselves up and stuff, but at our age, with our issues going on.
We got to use some common sense.
Exactly.
I would end the ride too. I mean, he's on a backcountry road. It's past midnight. What about 1 a.m.? Okay,
Yeah.
You got people cruising by him that just don't care. Let me tell you, as a cyclist myself, I would have shut it down. But you know what he did? He went back and finished that other 90 miles, okay? It's just like me. I'm going to go back in May. I've got to finish out this bicycle ride that I started. I ended in Ocala, Nebraska. I'm going to go finish it. Everybody's going, why? Why don't you just start another one? Because you never leave nothing unfinished.
Exactly.
Let's finish
That
it. Let's finish this thing, okay? So, everyone, just remember, you may not think you can do it, but you can. Okay, it's up here. Okay, you put this, okay, to here, you can do anything. If you can, just like Jeff said, can have somebody in a wheelchair going upstairs and then back down, imagine what you can do. Okay, that's all we want. We want to see somebody else be better than we are. Okay, we want to see you do something better than we do. Okay, that's what this is all about. But as we said here, and we were talking about his foundation, let me put a few words in on this. He's got ideas in his head to take people out that will never ever get to see certain things. I mean, if you contribute to his foundation, you know, you give him a donation, he's going to take somebody out that would never be able to go in a Jeep, in a quad, okay? He's going to let them experience that. It's better than Make-A-Wish, okay? He's going to actually have real people out here doing this, okay? I'm with him 100%. Anybody that, you know me, I'm pretty much sponsored. Please help out my friend Jeff, okay? Giving a hand, okay? He's going to help so many people. He wants to do this. And where were you say? Central Utah, didn't you? Down near southern Utah.
Yeah. We're not going to let everything out now. But
hopefully I didn't let too much out, did I?
We're good. We're good. We got, first off, we're dealing with COVID right now. We
got the COVID.
that one. But that's,
That's why we're doing the
Another
social
thing.
distancing.
We are social distancing here. But, just because of COVID, that's why I did the 250-mile bike ride. To show that you can get out and do it.
Mm-hmm.
I sit here, I have a good gym, and, I did 1,000 step-ups last week on this box right here. You don't have to go through the extreme I do.
That's one heck of a box there, Jeff.
Actually, it's only the 20. But you could do those step-ups on a step.
Yep, you can.
6.5, 7 inches.
You can, even if you live in a split level entry house, walk up and down them a couple hundred times. I mean, if TV's that important, turn it up, okay, and just walk up and down, okay? Or if you really want to do something, for those that think you can't do something, I had actually somebody that I turned them on to this, and now they actually turned the TV off. I told them, I challenged them to every commercial start doing push-ups. Okay, they went from push-ups, Jeff, to him standing there going like this with weights, okay, and then doing push-ups. Okay, and I believe in a commercial, he can pump out, I think it was 100 push-ups in the commercial. The next one, he'd pump out 100 curls. Okay, I mean, that's all we're asking. You can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anything. We know that.
Yeah. So, reach out to us. Jeff Giving a Hand. Bob Quick's Journey. If you have any questions, I don't care how old you are. If you're 20 years old or 80 years old.
We'll respond.
Yeah. And we are here to help. And we are looking for help also. Just because someone has some type of condition and doesn't mean they need to be put in the corner, and we don't need to talk back. Don't be afraid to come up to me and talk to me and ask me, what happened to my hand? I'll tell you, my glove got caught in the lathe and my fingers got pulled off. I can tell you the whole story and everything, It was scary for a few days, few weeks for me. I struggled. I have a friend that every time I see her, I love her to death, because back early on after my accident, I took and my arm was all bandaged up and stuff, and I was protecting you from seeing the damage of my hand, how ugly it was and stuff. And she came up to me, and I'd been at the gym for a couple weeks and stuff, and she goes, "Can I see it?" And I I make a wise comment, that, yeah, you can see it, it's pretty ugly, and I show it to her, and she looks me in the eye and she goes, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. And at that moment, the wall, the curtain, whatever you want to call it, that I was building, protecting you from seeing me,
Yep.
got ripped down.
Mm-hmm.
She just blew it out. And hey, it's okay. I got some hellacious scars here.
Well, I got a big old scar from here to here. Got scars from here to here on both sides. And then I got this big old lump here. It looks like somebody took an old iPad, okay, and put in there. And I get people all the time in the summer, like if I got a tank top on or something, man, you're pretty what is that? I've never seen a muscle like that. And let me tell you, it's the funniest thing, Jeff, when you say, have you ever seen a pacemaker or felt one? And they go, well, no. Let me see your hand. Just let me have complete control of your hand for a minute. And I'll rub it over. I'll let them feel what it feels like. And then I rub their 2 fingers up to my leads. And I go, here, have you ever felt the leads? Have you ever felt them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually have a friend that has
Yeah.
a
So,
pacemaker.
there's a little leads here. And they go, what? And you're doing what? You should see them when I'm on the bike. And I know you get the same thing when they see you on the bike. But we're just here to inspire you. You, everybody out there looking at us, huh?
Yeah. I don't care what your challenge is. we can find a way to help
Yep.
you get beyond your challenge. You know, you might be wheelchair bound, yeah, and say, hey, I don't have legs. You still got 2 arms. And I know my friends that are in wheelchairs, they have some massive arms.
Oh yeah, I got some big old guns. They got guns that make me look little. They got guns bigger than my dang thighs. Yeah, you can't ever let your condition define you.
Yeah.
And that's one of the main reasons. Like I said, I'll come back to a point. You know, I do get bummed out every once in a while. So does Jeff. And it's people like Jeff that I look up to that give me that light that, hey, you know what? I don't have it that bad. Okay, and I get up and I forget about what I was thinking. I go walking, I go biking. I ain't allowed on the bike right now. I haven't been on the bike since I think it was August 16th was my last ride. I used to love to ride up to the mountains and look at the sunsets. I haven't been able to do that. They tell me on Christmas Eve I'm going to take my very first bicycle ride. And I actually challenged my good friend and boss my 60th birthday, which is March 4th. Don't forget that, Jeremy. We're going to ride up over Trapper's Loop, up to the top. Okay, I got Jeremy his own fat tire bike. Okay, so first one to the top. Okay, is the winner. And what are we going to win? A hug from each other. It ain't about money or anything. It's about respect. Even if I have to stay beside Jeremy on the way up, or he may have to stay beside me, you never know how much he'll train. Huh?
Exactly. Now, I've done Trapper's Loop.
That's a buzzer.
sucks.
That's how I can tell when I'm ready to do a cross-country trip, Jeff. I'll go from Roy, pulling that trailer. My rigs weigh, if I'm on a road bike, it weighs about 135. If I'm on a fat tire bike, with all the water and everything, we're about 245. If I can go from Roy, Jeff, all the way to the top where it says Weber County, okay, I know I'm ready. I know I can go ahead and pedal back down, and we're ready to go on that cross-country trip. But if I can't do that hill, I'll never be able to do a hill out on the road.
Mhm.
And one thing I've learned, this is from a coach of mine, Dave Edgel, 20 more. 20 more. So no matter what it is, it's always 20 more pedals, 20 more pumps, 20 more days training, but 20 more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I listen to AC/DC, It's a Long Way to the Top, when I hit Trapper's Loop.
Some old farts. So
Oh, we are old.
when I set the world record for the half marathon row by over 50 physically disabled, it was Def Leppard for
Def Leppard.
half in my hair.
Hey, when I did mine, I've set 3 world records now on a bicycle for heart patients, riding across America, and then 24 hours after the stents. Whenever I encounter a hill, okay, we both use the same thing, rock form cases here to lock onto our bikes. Okay, I mean, we love rock form. Okay, you guys make an awesome product. I reach down and I hit my YouTube. And I go right to It's a Long Way to the Top. And I don't care how long it takes me to get to the top, it just goes to replay, to replay, to replay. And one thing I've learned though, when you tour across it, and I don't know if you ever have done a fully packed bike, Jeff, once you come up off the seat and start pumping, you're done.
Yeah.
You got to stay in the seat the whole time and just bear it down and grip it and go.
Yeah.
But I respect Jeff highly here, people, very highly.
Well, we're about through for today. We're going to be doing this some more to inspire more people doing stuff. We'll probably even start talking about some healthy stuff to eat and stuff.
The next time I'll bring one of my bikes with me, and I'll show one of my bikes. We'll show our bikes here and show people.
Adaptations. Like, for my bike, I only brake on one side.
Oh, you only brake on...
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That was the whole thing.
Well, that's going to be our next thing here. We're going to show up the bicycles, people.
Yeah. Yeah. We will do that.
And then we're even going to show them how to work out. We're going to love this little series, people. Believe me. We're gonna start doing this,
We
what,
got
every
full-
week or every couple weeks, huh?
Yeah. We will start putting together some workouts. And, again, you don't have to kill it. We'll mix up our
Yeah.
workouts.
Hey, you don't have to kill it. It's about staying in shape, being better. You want to be better today than you were yesterday.
Yes.
Don't look at the guy at the gym that's, okay? It's taken him 15 years to get there. Remember, you just want to be better today than you were yesterday. If you did 3,000 steps yesterday, let's do 3,100 today.
Exactly. And that podcast that I was listening to recently, they made one statement on it that it's easier to maintain than to start over.
That's it. I've started over so many dang times, it's unreal now.
It is. When you're pushing 6 decades here, there's a lot of start overs.
Every time I had a heart operation, I start over.
Exactly. We fall down. I've had 8 surgeries on my hand, Is it over? I don't know.
Hopefully, huh?
Yeah, I wish for it. I won't guarantee it. In the back of my head, I always have the fear that I got 1 or 2 more, that, and again, that's back to maintaining. If I don't work my hand every day, I lose it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a fear, I'm bearing my soul here, a fear that I have that once I start losing it, then I'm losing more fingers and more hand and stuff. So that is why I push myself every day to get up and go for a walk. I have my 4-legged child in the house and we go for a half-mile walk every morning at 5 a.m. 7 days
You know who
a
I
week.
have? I don't have a 4. I got a 2-legged friend. Okay, she actually is about 700 miles away. But every time we walk, I put in a headphone, and we both go on a walk together.
Oh,
Okay, we
Yeah.
do that every morning and every night. I mean, I enjoy that.
and that's just like what we're doing here, videotaping it. Sometimes we might bring another individual on and we'll do it through Zoom. It's crazy with COVID going on. 2 of my kids ended up being quarantined because of contact. This is Thanksgiving weekend, so we cooked food, we made care packages, and then I drove about 5 to 6 hours between the 2 kids on Thanksgiving Day dropping care packages off. But again, what was I gonna do? Sit here by myself all
That's
day?
right.
I got out, I did something. I did a Zoom call with distant family from all over the United States first thing in the morning. There is stuff to keep us living life.
We're both religious men too. One thing that we both believe in is when you're in the service of your fellow man, you're in the service of your Heavenly Father. I think that's why I do a lot of things I do. I know that's why Jeff does his too. Don't ever give up hope, because He's there for you too. Not just us.
Yeah,
He's there too.
yeah.
Okay? And I can guarantee that being dead twice and seeing what I saw definitely changed me for the better. I'm going to tell you that. Don't, and all you people, when I say I'm riding, don't think I'm out here on a Harley. Okay? Just because I got the big beard. The big beard's here actually to cool me off in the summertime. I get sweating as a swamp cooler. I ride cycles.
Ironically, it's so funny. One of my first training rides, in the middle of the day, I was stopping at someplace, so I threw my COVID screen on, and it came to a benefit in a couple of ways.
Started sweating.
Sweating and got wet, and it kept me cool.
Mhm.
And the other thing was, it covered my neck
Mm-hmm.
and kept the sun off it.
You know what I've learned is, I'm going to throw this in before we leave, is anybody that I talked about the pacemaker. Now, I know a lot of us in the wintertime, we get a little cold. Heat pad seems to work on it, but I've found out in the summertime, if I take them cooling pads, you know, them bigger ones,
Yeah.
I've cut them in two. Okay,
Yeah.
what I'll do is I'll put this one over and then wrap one over my neck, and that seems to keep it into place. Because once this gets hot, it's like my whole body starts overheating. So if I can keep this cool, I'm good to ride. So that's our pointing for today.
Okay, thank you for tuning in. And again, any questions, you can reach out to Jeff Given a Hand or Bob Quick's Journey.
On Facebook. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Everyone have a blessed weekend. We love talking with you. Hopefully you took something away from two old farts sitting here trying to help each other.
Yeah, thank you. God bless.
God bless everyone. Have a good day.